Why I almost quit fixing phone. Just like every other job, you can quit. You can choose to quit. You can choose to stop doing what you are doing. I want you to stick with me to the end of this video, and I'm going to explain to you why I almost quit fixing phone and things you should avoid as you fix phones, as you become a phone tech or phone technician, or many of the examples you should look up to why fixing phones. Stick with me to the end and you get my reasons why I never quit. Fast forward back to when I was actually trying to get the knowledge. I must tell you, it was never easy. It was never easy at all. From the distance to where I was serving, where I was getting the skill, was very far. Getting to those job sites was never an easy thing to crack. So I have to wake up very early in the morning, get things ready, and move to work. Most of the times I wouldn't eat. Most of the times I do. Behold, I still get there very late. No matter what I do to try to get there early, it doesn't just work. So that was the very first experience and challenge I had. Not being punctual. It was a very big challenge I had then. Was I able to combat this challenge? It was really tough for me, because I always have differences with my boss about being early and not being early, undermining the fact that where I'm coming from is far, but I still put on my best to get there as fast as I can. Another challenge I faced was not being financially buoyant. I mean having your own cash to buy tools, to get things that I needed to do the work. I don't have it. So how am I going to survive? How am I going to get the knowledge? It was really a difficult challenge. It was really a difficult task. But with the tools I met in my boss office, I just keep trying to get the best out of them. Just keep trying to get the best out of them. That was the second challenge I was having. And you know, these challenges I have is not something I can find solution to, because I was that younger and now there was no means for me to get my own funds while I was still learning. That was another challenge. Then another challenge I find in the work is that my boss doesn't talk much. He doesn't talk much at all. He expects you to look and learn. He expects you to observe and grab the knowledge. Though it helped me though, because looking, observing, and asking, how did these things go? How did I come about this? It's what helped me in the long run. Maybe had it been he told me everything, it wouldn't have worked out well for me. So for those people that feel that you watch my video, I don't talk much. Yes, you watch my videos, I don't talk much. You're like, how will I learn? Observe, listen to yourself, listen to your thoughts, and seek to practice. That was what helped me to seek to practice. When I was in his shop though, he had a lot of condemned phones that he has in stock. So I go there, pull the ones that could not work, started looking out on them one after the other. Why is it? Started asking questions. Why is it that this one doesn't work? Why is it that this one doesn't work? and this one works. So what do I do to get this phone fixed? So I started asking questions. That was when I started getting answers. Funny enough, those days were really interesting. Yeah, really interesting. They were really interesting. So having tools to do the work wasn't really a big problem for me again, because I see the tools he has in his possession. He allows me use them. So I think I was okay with what I got then. I was okay with what I got then. So as time progresses, I began to grab it little by little, little by little. So those are some of the challenges I faced while starting up as a learner. Another challenge is I had was I didn't have a phone. Working on a dead phone is far different from working on phones that are really working. So it was a big difference. So I didn't have a phone to know what's going on and what's not going on. To seek extra information was difficult then, because then there was YouTube, but the access to it was less compared to now. So those were some of the challenges I faced while trying to fix the phone. And what helped me to combat those challenges was, first, I wasn't greedy. Yeah, I was not greedy. Greed kills. People will not understand. Greed really kills. You trying to be like your boss, when you comparing your steps to the step of somebody who has started a long time ago, shouldn't be at all. Shouldn't be what you're looking for. Should be trying to build your own step one at a time. That is why it's very bad to quit. In quitting, you won't have experience to relate to people. Even if you have, it will be a watery experience. It will not be a quality experience. But when you persevere, when you have that patience, staying true, you have enough reason, you have enough experience to share to people who come after you. That was what helped me. And secondly, I try to remove eyes from people's property. Phone is a kind of a gadget that, you know, it's kind of private. People trusting you with them shows that you really have integrity in what you are doing. So if you, by peradventure, you mess up with people's information, you try to tamper what they see as private, you find out that you lose their trust, and by losing their trust, you might not be able to get the joy in what you are doing. You might not be able to get the joy in what you are doing. Another thing is trying to make money while serving or while learning. If you're giving a tuition, that's fine. If you're giving a tuition, that's fine. But trying to make money from your boss office is another thing that you should avoid. Yeah, it's another thing that you should avoid. And all those tests put together help me to get to where I am today. Come to think of it, had it been I went on accessing people's phone and I was caught and driven. Or come to think of it that because I'm not able to get to my place of work early, I choose to stop. Maybe I will not be among the people fixing Android today. Because back then there were no Android phones. All they had was small phones, button phones. That's all they had. My boss was good. He was good in what he does. So I would say I learned from the best. He was into hardwares and softwares at the same time. Grabbing those knowledge are not easy. Reason because nobody is going to give you a phone brought by customer to fix. Unless it's just a minor fault. It's just a minor fault. With the fear that maybe it might damage it. But I didn't let those things set me back. I know one day what I'm aiming at is one day I'm going to be my own boss and raise people under me too. Though most times I get scared. Another challenge. I get scared of, am I going to do this? Will I be the one to do this? Can I handle this? What if I damage people's phone? What if somebody's gadget got missing from me? What if, those thoughts on your mind, like what if it didn't work out the way I want? Those thoughts can drain you and make you not to get to you where you're going to. Thought of fear. Don't let fear stop you from what you want to do. Don't allow fear to stop you for what you want to do. Put in all your efforts. Put in all your best. You later remember those days. You remember those days. Now I don't have to look for money to get bike to where I'm going to. I don't need someone to give me money to get to where I'm going to. I work out my own money. I do things the way I want because the ball is already on my court and I'm playing it well. So if you really want to play your ball well, if you really want to get it right, do what's right. It's a tip. If you want to be okay, do what's okay. If you want to be correct, do what's correct. If you want to be fine, do what's fine. If you want to be appreciated, do what is worth appreciated for. Yeah, that's how the life works. So if you see today, I'm grateful I didn't quit. There are a lot of hurdles in the work. There are a lot of reasons to quit, but I didn't because I see that the future is greater than what I feel. It's even more greater.